Do you have any dogs or pets?
Of course. Yeah, she's usually pretty good, but you know, it never fails that when you're doing something like this, that she'll start barking because somebody will walk by. But
Right.
I have somebody out in the living room trying to monitor that.
Monitoring your dog.
Yeah.
Let's see. Yeah, I have a dog and a cat, and sometimes my cat, this is usually his nap time, but sometimes he would just decide to walk all over my keyboard.
I've noticed that with several
he
colleagues.
changes my screen, you know, on the computer. Like, I don't know how it does it. Oh. Let me go ahead and mute. There are challenges, but in a way, I think it's more intimate. You know, we're kind of seeing what each other's house looks like, at least in the background.
Yeah.
We get to see the pets, get to sometimes see the spouse in the background.
Family pictures. I took one.
You have lots of family pictures back there. So.
I do. I have a lot.
And you took most of them?
No, you know, they send them to me. I'm a great grandmother now, so I get lots of pictures. And
yeah.
That's good.
Mm-hmm.
How many great grandkids?
I have 3 now in Atlanta. So that's good. And they send a lot of pictures. And over the years, everybody's been very generous with their pictures. And I, you know, places we've been and places I haven't been with them, but I see, you know, it's really nice.
So are you in St. Louis?
Yes, I do. I live in St. Louis, yeah. I've lived in a lot of other cities too, so I'm familiar with lots of
Do you Zoom your great grandkids?
Right. Mm-hmm. There's somebody that doesn't.
Hi, Bob. Good morning.
Hi, Bomi. Good morning. Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Hello. Bob, are you in your office or is it your home office?
Yeah. This is my actual office in Chesterfield. Yeah.
What is it like to be in an office?
Well,
I don't remember.
I'm the only one here, so.
That's nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't been to my office in almost 5 months now.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
It is a strange feeling to come back.
Yeah.
Hello, Bob. Hello, Bomi. How you doing?
Good. How are you, Kathy?
I'm good.
Oh, Kathy.
You guys are great attendees, being on time, a couple minutes early.
I missed the food, though.
Right. It's STL101. We're known for our amazing catering.
Yeah. Oh, well, I miss all of that. It's weird the things you miss, you know. But
yeah.
I don't know. I miss going to Goodwill. I love going to resell at shops. That's what I miss most.
Oh, wow.
Someday. I guess they're open. I just haven't gone.
Do you go to sell or buy?
Sell. I mean, buy. I mean, like little things. And I hardly ever buy anything. I just like to look.
You just like to look.
Yeah.
I think I live by, it's called Green Goose or something like that.
Oh, yeah. My sister loves Green Goose. We go there a lot in Webster.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. It's nice. That's a nice place.
I need to check it out sometime.
I'm cheaper than that. I like.
Oh, is it more expensive?
Well, yeah, I like
secondhand.
I'm like a quarter girl, you know, like maybe I might go up to $3 or something. Oh well.
It is 11:30, but we'll give maybe 1 or 2 minutes for people to join. I know a lot of people have like a reminder on their calendar. It goes up right at 11:30, so
Right.
I'll just give 1 or 2 minutes.
And then you'll ask us to mute, and you'll tell us to mute, or you'll mute us.
I think I'll just leave people as they are. If I need to meet, I'll meet them.
I bet.
Hi. Depends how loud they eat.
Sorry, Jennifer?
I said it depends on how loud they are when they eat.
Oh, it is lunchtime. That is true. That's very true. I made some lentil soup today.
Yum.
So how is it going with the pandemic for Mosaic Project?
Other than the event aspect of it, really, we're able to do most of it, you know, remotely. So it's a new challenge, but we're still doing everything that we were doing before. Just no catering.
Kathy, you've been terrific. You're so helpful by educating so much of our community about their job hunts. You've been terrific.
Oh, thanks. I enjoy it. I enjoy helping the international spouses. Been talking to a lot of them. They have so many abilities. I hope you know, St. Louis will hire them. Some of them are hired, but
Yeah, this is Jennifer as a real estate agent. In the last year, I've helped people from Brazil and Argentina and Paraguay, and it's fascinating what they love about our city and what they see through. It's great to see the city through their eyes in a very different way.
definitely.
I had about 30 people I was expecting, but I wasn't actually expecting all of them. But I do hope a couple more would join us. And I'll be recording it and we'll share it in our newsletter for the people who missed it. Maybe they're grabbing their lentil soup.
Bomi, when do your cooking classes start?
It's not regular, but I think it'll be back by a popular demand. One in August, maybe. Actually, the Festival of Nations is the last weekend of August, and I think I'll probably be doing one then because they're hoping to do some live events and some pre-recorded events. So that would be my next.
Are they going to be able to do anything in person?
Yeah.
I don't think they are planning on doing anything in person.
That's a bummer.
Yes. Well, maybe I will go ahead and get started. Maybe we'll just let them join if they're still coming. I'm Bomi Park. I'm the assistant project manager at the St. Louis Mosaic Project and the World Trade Center St. Louis. And as you guys know, many of you know that we are an initiative of the St. Louis Economic Development Partnership and the World Trade Center St. Louis. And we're here to attract and retain the foreign-born people to our region. And we have two goals: to be the fastest growing major metropolitan area for immigration by 2025, and to add 25,000 foreign-born people by 2025 from our base in 2016. So we have these goals, and we also have a goal of making everyone feel welcome in St. Louis and helping the sense of belonging here. So STL101 is one of many programs we offer. We started March 2019, which feels like 5 years ago, but it's about a year and a half ago. We wanted to offer a networking opportunity that's more than just one-time event. So we can get to know each other and create together a place where we all belong to, whether you're STL native, newcomer from Colorado, or from South Korea. So that's why we made STL101 a monthly event. So today we're going to hear from Tammy Goldman, the Director of Tourism and Group Sales at the Missouri History Museum. So I'm excited to hear from her what we can do and how we can still enjoy the gem of an institution that is the Missouri History Museum while we practice social distancing. But first, I do want to go around the Zoom room and hear from you, your name, where you're from, if you want to share that, and your answer to my question. I always ask a question, and today I'm going to ask you, what's your favorite part of Forest Park, since the museum is in the park, and it's such a huge park with Science Museum, the pavilions, the zoo, Wodehouse. So I'll go first. My name, as I mentioned, is Bomi Park, and I'm from South Korea. I came here about 11, 12 years ago now as a high school student, and I'm from South Korea. And my favorite part of the park right now is the art hill, where the movie nights and the concerts used to happen, and hopefully will happen soon again. And you can go sledding in the winter. So I think that's my favorite part of St. Louis, the Forest Park, Forest Park. So I think I'm just gonna ask who's below me on my screen, Bob, if you want to get started.
Okay. Yeah, hi, I'm Bob Kolf. I'm originally from Wisconsin. Great grandparents are from Germany. My favorite part of Forest Park is the Muni. And I was also out there at Art Hill a couple weeks ago praying the rosary at the statue of Louis the Ninth. So yeah, there are a lot of neat things and artifacts out at Forest Park.
Great. And Sue.
I'm Sue Marcus, and I'm an ambassador. I was one of the first ambassadors with this program, and now I understand there are 800 ambassadors, so I'm very pleased about that. And I do go to a lot of the meetings, and I love being with all the people and all the good food. And my favorite part of Forest Park is, well, might be the zoo, although I haven't been there in quite a while, but it's always wonderful to see what the zoo is about.
Yes, thank you. Suzanne.
Hi, everyone. I'm Suzanne Sierra. I'm the Senior Program Manager for the St. Louis Mosaic Project. My parents are Colombian. I'm originally from Wisconsin, I guess, let's say. I would say my favorite part, it's hard to single one, is the river basin. I just love to see that from all different parts and people on their little boats.
Yes. Betsy?
Betsy Cohen, Executive Director of the Mosaic Project. I think at the Forest Park, I like the Panorama Restaurant at the Art Museum, because you enjoy the Art Museum and then you can have lunch looking out on Art Hill.
Yes, thank you. And Tim?
Thanks, Bomi. Hi, everybody. My name is Tim Nowak. I'm the Executive Director at the World Trade Center St. Louis, and happy to join all of you today. Bomi stole mine from the very beginning, which was my children's love of sledding down Art Hill. However, Tammy, a close second would be the gift shop at the Missouri History Museum, where we drop a truckload of money on buying gifts for visiting delegations, dignitaries. You have the absolute best options in St. Louis sometimes in terms of just St. Louis and Missouri centric type of gifts that we can give away that really say a lot about our community. So thanks for that.
Thank you. That is so true. And Pam, can you go ahead and unmute yourself and let us know?
Hi, Pam Sanfilippo, and this is the first meeting I've attended. I'm back in St. Louis. I'm native of St. Louis, working now at Gateway Arch National Park. And yeah, I'm going to have to repeat that the History Museum is my favorite. As a historian, I've worked with Tammy and many others at the History Museum for a long time. And you're right, the gift shop is amazing. It's dangerous.
Great, thank you. And Annie from UMSL. Can you go ahead and unmute yourself?
Hi, sorry, I came in a little late, so I'm not,
That's fine.
I wasn't realized we were all sharing or introducing ourselves. So yes, so yeah, I'm Annie. I'm actually in an international admissions over at the University of Missouri St. Louis. Um, I was born in South Korea, but I was adopted when I was a baby. So I really consider myself, I guess, as mostly from Illinois in the Midwest. And it sounds like we're talking about our favorite part of Forest Park, maybe.
Yes.
Um, and I lived very close for a long time, so I just liked walking around for the most part. But I do love the art museum and a lot of the events they put on there.
Great, thank you. And May, can you go ahead and unmute yourself?
Hello.
Hello.
Sorry, I came a little late. What I need to say?
Please say your name, where you're from, and your favorite part of Forest Park.
Okay. My nickname is May. I am originally from Brazil, and I am gladly to be living here in St. Louis almost 6 years. And my favorite part of Forest Park is the art museum and the Muni.
The Muni, yes, I missed the Muni too. Thank you. Stella, can you go ahead and unmute yourself?
Yes, hi, thanks, Bomi. My name is Stella Sheehan. I'm the Deputy Director at the World Trade Center, and so delighted to be able to join you this afternoon. So many people have mentioned a lot of the parts of Forest Park that I enjoy. I would have to say probably the one that struck me most, I think it was one of the first places my husband took me to when I arrived in St. Louis many years ago, was the Jewel Box. So I particularly enjoy that. I've got a soft spot for that. But we live in the city, so we do a lot of walking in Forest Park. My kids enjoy the art museum in particular. And as Tim mentioned, we are frequently to be found at the History Museum gift shop looking for those gifts. So spend a lot of time there as well. So, and I'm originally from Ireland, as you can probably detect. Thanks, Bomi.
Thank you. William Dorner. Hello. Okay, let's see. Jennifer, do you mind sharing?
Sure. Hi, my name is Jennifer Cox. I'm a real estate agent, and I am originally from the East Coast, Philadelphia, DC, New York, but I've been in St. Louis, and I have family from here for I've lived here for 18 years now, and almost all my family's from here. Forest Park, there's so many wonderful things. I would say the balloon glow is one of my favorites. I do actually have friends that come in from all over the country that come to our balloon glow, as well as the basin. And for real estate, I actually one of the presents I give is for people to get their photos taken in Forest Park by a professional photographer, because there's so many cool places for them to get it done. So yeah, really like it. Thank you.
Thank you. And I have somebody joining us on the phone. I can give you a try. I don't know if it's gonna work. Phone number ending in 7200.
Oh, yes, Sharon from Washington University. I'm one of the ambassadors. My husband is from Sudan, and our favorite part is the art museum and the walking trails.
All right, great, thank you. Tammy, I think I'm gonna finish with you, and you can go ahead and get started as well.
Okay, wonderful. Well, thank you all so much. Let's just start with, I'm Tammy Goldman. I am from the Missouri Historical Society, and we'll get into that in a second. So my favorite part of Forest Park, of course, I have to say, is Missouri History Museum. And I'm really not just saying that because I work there, and I've worked there for 18 years. As a child, it was one of my favorite places. But second to that would be the walking trails. And my favorite part of the park to do all those and experience those walking trails would be the eastern edge, kind of by Steinberg, when you get back in there by the water features and the gorgeous bridge that you can stumble upon. It's fabulous. I love it. So thank you all for mentioning the Missouri History Museum gift shop. I will definitely pass that along to our shop manager, Susan. She'll really appreciate that. I happen to agree with that as well. I think that we are so lucky in St. Louis, not only to have the Missouri History Museum gift shop, but the Art Museum, the Botanical Garden, and the zoo. I've dropped a pretty penny in all of them. And I would agree with Pam to say it is a very dangerous place, but I love it. And as a shopaholic, it is very dangerous. So anyway, let's get back to my program. I have been with the Missouri Historical Society for 18 wonderful years and have had various roles, but right now I'm the director of tourism and group sales, which means I get to talk to people like you to invite them to come to the museum, actually all three of our spaces, and also experience what we have virtually, which is kind of a new pivot that all of us have done in one way or another to embrace this world that we live in. Before I go any further, just to explain, the Missouri Historical Society is the parent organization that operates the Missouri History Museum that I'll delve in a little bit deeper on in just a moment, our Library and Research Center, which is found just west of the Forest Park area on Skinker. A gorgeous building. If you haven't been, that would be one to spend a whole topic on, talking about all the attributes of the building and what you can do there as far as researcher. It's a former synagogue, a United Hebrew synagogue that we took over in the early 1990s. And then also new to our Missouri historical family is Soldiers Memorial Military Museum that's located downtown. Soldiers is owned by the city of St. Louis, but operated by the Historical Society. As I mentioned, each one of these would be a great topic for a talk, but today we're going to talk about the Missouri History Museum in Forest Park. It sounds like most of you are familiar, but just in case you're not, or to give a little refresher, on the left side is the historical side, or what we call the north side, the Jefferson Memorial Building. You see we have a lot of names. Sometimes it gets confusing. On the right side of the screen is the south side. And the reason I'm showing you both sides of the building, when it comes to visiting, we have a specific entrance and an exit that will come into play. We're going to ask everybody to enter through the park side and exit through the Lindell side, or the north side of the building. We have opened. We opened on June 20th with a lot of attractions opening in that time after presenting plans to the city. The plans contained reduced capacity, which we are at 10% of fire code at this point, allowing for 75 people every 30 minutes to enter the building. We are required to have people reserve tickets. Now, when I say tickets, please don't get alarmed. It's still free to enter our building as well as our other entities, but we do need advanced ticketing to regulate the capacity and flow through the building. And also for contact tracing, we need to have names and emails or phone numbers, which is easily obtained through Eventbrite, which is the source we're using. You can either go directly to Eventbrite to make reservations or on our website at mohistory.org. We do practice social distancing throughout the building, and we make it pretty easy with signage to help you remember. People have been so good about that, and wearing masks, which obviously are mandatory for all visitors, including our staff. So the wonderful and dangerous museum shop is open, but it is restricted to 5 visitors at a time. You can, however, order something either in person and then go explore, and they'll bring it out to your car. We have curbside pickup, or order online, and again, they'll bring it out to your car. So trying to be as accommodating as possible. Unfortunately, 2 favorite areas are closed at this time, which is our cafe that's located on the 2nd floor, Cafe St. Louis. We hope that that will reopen in the fall, but we're not quite sure. And unfortunately, History Clubhouse is temporarily closed. And if you're not familiar, History Clubhouse is the area for children specifically designed for kids 2 to 11 years old. And it's really because it's a high touch area that we're not able to ensure everyone's safety, including our staff. So we just needed to take those extra precautions at this time, and we hope late fall to be able to open that area. It's really impossible to have an area designed for kids and then tell them not to touch. So we're going to keep working on that and try to add some restrictions and make that available. So moving on, we have wonderful exhibitions available all the time, but I specifically wanted to call out 2 special exhibits and one that just opened. So Mighty Mississippi opened back in November. I don't know if any of you have had the chance to see this exhibit, but I can quote our curator, David Lobig. I think he sums it up in beautiful terms as he invites you to discover the regional heritage of the Middle Mississippi watershed as revealed through a diverse range of stories and artifacts that stem from the mother of all rivers and its tributaries. The story is told through over 200 artifacts and images and media. It's a really wonderfully done exhibit. If you haven't seen it, I'd urge you to go through. We have created an audio tour that is available for this exhibit to help enhance your experience. And again, everything within the museum, for the most part, is free. So let's get to our new exhibit, which is Beyond the Ballot, St. Louis and Suffrage. This just opened over the weekend. I know Bomi said that she got to visit Forest Park. Hopefully you got to peek in and see this new exhibit. It's so exciting. This Beyond the Ballot, to me, was this great excuse to finally tell women's history. Now, of course, we do highlight the suffrage because that is half of the exhibit, but the other half is the focus on St. Louis women and women's role in the history of St. Louis. The official description, as created by our content lead, Katie Moon, remarks that it tells the history of the city of St. Louis from that unique perspective, women. Women have often been portrayed as secondary characters in the city's formation, but they were actually key to the establishment, survival, and the growth of St. Louis. This exhibit not only tells that story of the fight for suffrage in St. Louis, but it also celebrates the contributions of so many women in St. Louis prior to the passage of the 19th Amendment. So I have a few images that are here in front of you to help illustrate how dynamic and phenomenal this exhibit is. And one of them I wish I would have focused on. If you're looking at the largest picture on the left, all the way in the back is a little glimpse of one of my favorite pieces. That's the opening wall, and it has it has 250 portraits of women from our collection. Unfortunately, these are unidentified women, and we want to, they're unidentified, we don't know their stories or their names, but we hope this exhibit gives these women a voice and honors their unknown contribution. And as a sidebar, if anybody recognizes anybody in these photographs, we would welcome that. That's just another bonus that we might be able to uncover. And those are those puzzle pieces that our archivists and curators love to find. You'll also see that we have a unique way of telling the story by these beautiful illustrations. We engaged the services of a designer in St. Louis that took 32 women that we wanted to focus on and blow up these gorgeous images of them. And then we've devoted panels to tell a little bit more about them. Of course, you're gonna find artifacts and wonderful textiles throughout. These other images talk about the Golden Lane and the passage of the 19th Amendment. There are so many fabulous takeaways that we hope you get, but we most importantly want you to know that women have been and continue to be an integral part of St. Louis, and they've impacted in so many different ways the growth and development of the city. And Also, I want to, and I apologize that I'm turning my head. I have my notes on a different computer, and it's not going as well as I thought it would be. But St. Louis was the site of so many very important national suffrage milestones. It was the creation of the first suffrage organization in 1867. It was the site of both the first and last suffrage conventions, the first being in 1869 and the last in 1919. It was the center of national Supreme Court cases, and my favorite, the host of the Golden Lane Parade. And that was on the first day of the 1916 Democratic National Convention. So St. Louis sometimes gets overlooked for so many different reasons, but this really puts us in that story, in that national story, but brings it from a St. Louis perspective. So I hope you'll have a chance to join us. This exhibit, again, just opened and actually runs through March of 2022. So there is time, but don't be like me and procrastinate, and then it slips off your calendar. This is one that you'll probably want to come through a couple times. It will have an audio tour to complement it, and that should be available in mid-September. So moving on. So during this pandemic, we've also engaged other opportunities and different ways of telling stories within the museum, on your computer, and beyond the walls. One of which is a new program that we started called STL Tours. We actually wanted to start this in April, and you know why we couldn't do that, thanks to COVID. So this actually got started in July. We are actually able to deliver tours. They're walking tours throughout the city. We're very aware of restrictions. So the tour guide that you see, Amanda Clark, always has her mask on, and as much as possible is socially distanced. And we also request that of the group. The group size is restricted as well. So there's never any more than 9 people, and the 10th being Amanda. These programs are 2 hours in length. They're walking tours, as I mentioned, and they're programs throughout the city. So you see her downtown. You'll also see these tours in Forest Park, Cherokee, Old North, Grand Center, Central West End, and many more will be coming online, but those are what we've started with so far. They're available every day except Sunday at 10 a.m. And some days we also will have additional times in the afternoon, either 4 or 6:30 p.m. We're kind of playing with the timing and seeing what people really want, finding that later in the week and weekends seem to be the most receptive, but there are other times that are filling in. So being a new program and being nimble, we're able to kind of modify as we go along. I will also mention this is a paid program. We have a few programs like that. This is $15 for Missouri Historical Society members or $20 for non-members. And we also have the ability to make this a private experience. So if you wanted to do a group of 3 to 9 family members or group friends, we can, good friends, we can do that for you as well. There is also a virtual component of this that I'll talk about in just a minute. These are tours that we've been wanting to do for a long time, and we're really excited to be able to get this started. Finding that people are, while they like to come to the museum, coming inside, there are a lot of people leery of doing that, and I totally understand that. But doing things outside and kind of meeting people where they are has been very successful, and we're really happy to be able to provide that. So what can you do from your computer? Oh my goodness. We have so many different ways for you to engage with us to offer different experiences for you at your computer. Whether you're sitting on your couch or you're gathered with a bunch of friends at your office, however you want to engage, we want to try to make that accessible for you. So one of the programs that we quickly created right when we all came inside and needed to think outside the box for different programs is something called STL History Live. Excuse me. And these are offered every day, sorry. They're offered on Tuesdays at 11 and Thursdays at 6:30 p.m. with a few exceptions that I'll note. These are wonderful programs that are free, that are offered to help tell those stories of St. Louis from our home to yours. Like you can see, I'm in my home right now. And there are anywhere from 20 to 40-minute presentations that are delivered in a very similar format to this on Zoom and in a PowerPoint. And then they're followed by a brief question and answer session. They are recorded and they're offered on YouTube. So if by chance you've not heard of this and you want to see what else we have, I urge you to go to our YouTube channel under Missouri Historical Society. You'll see STL History Live and you can see all the programs that we've had so far. And we have a lot of people that have been engaging through YouTube that way. In addition to the STL History Live, we have Soldiers Memorial has created a Chow and Chat. They're Wednesdays at 12 noon, and there's usually 2 per month that are put together with a military theme. And then on Fridays at 10:30 a.m., we have storytelling for the young children. And that is at 10:30 on Fridays, but then twice a month we have storytelling at 11 a.m. in Spanish. And that has been quite successful as well. So there is one special, maybe 2 a month that don't fall within those parameters. And this is one. This is quite popular, or I believe is going to be extremely popular. This was designed months ago to be an in-person program. And it was a book launch and lecture by June, Diane Raphael, and Kate Black. June is a comedian, actress, and activist. And Kate Black is a former chief of staff at Emily's List. And they wrote this book called The Women's Guide to Running for Office and Changing the World. It was going to be a really great program in person that we were going to be able to deliver to hundreds of people. But given the situation, we've decided to make this a Zoom program Wednesday, August 26th. We can offer this, it will be a webinar format, so we can have up to 500 people. So we're really excited about that. But the best part about this, not only having these 2 national figures talk about this really great book, but there will be a special appearance and intertwined in the discussion by the Ferguson Mayor, Ella Jones. So we're really excited not only to talk about this book, but to have insight from somebody that's actually living successfully this experience of running for and being in office. So pretty cool. We're very excited about that. Again, See St. Louis tours. We have a virtual interactive experience. It's offered 3 times a month. And this is, sorry, let me just take a really quick, sorry, that's allergy voice coming through. And I'm sure most of you can understand that. So our See St. Louis interactive tours, they're a 90-minute program set up in this type of format that is interactive. It only will allow for 25 people to participate. And Amanda takes you on this tour that normally would be by bus, but is by screen. Because as you can imagine, we can't do the bus tours right now. We hope to bring those back next year. But these interactive tours are really fun and very engaging, and ways to be able to see St. Louis and understand the history in a very unique and different way. So another pivot in all these bringing things to your screens is our pre-K through 12 educator programs. Normally these programs have been on site and wonderfully and beautifully delivered by our educators. This summer they have created a full virtual program, and they've done it in 2 different ways that you can interact with this. One is an hour-long interactive program facilitated by our museum educators on Zoom. and that is by reservation for our teachers, our educators. And the other is a resource that will offer engaging activities for students and teachers that you can access independently. This is a highlight of the brochure that you can find online and shows you some of our programs that we offer. They're usually linked to our exhibits or different themes and artifacts found in our collections. So there are 9 different programs offering different levels based on early childhood or different grade levels. And then something that we normally used to do in person, we have 9 monthly homeschool days that are thematic and offer Zoom workshops, guided activities, and self-guided, self-paced tours within the galleries. Those will be recorded and accessed at a later date if you wish. And lastly, I wanted to highlight that there are opportunities to volunteer. Yes, you can volunteer online too. We have a book club that offers the opportunity if you wanted to read a book and then interact with a forum that we have that helps us with a program, as well as cataloging photographs and prints that we have. There is the capability of signing up for these online, as well as our regular in-person volunteer program that we hope soon we'll be able to bring back. The goal is to bring back our volunteers as the capacity increases in the museum and the amount of people that want to visit increase. But just wanted to give you a highlight of some of the things that you can do online and at our facility or out in the community that has to do with history in St. Louis. So with that, Bomi, I can open it up to questions. I do have my email available if anybody wants to contact me directly, and everything that I've talked about and more are available on our website at mohistory.org.
Yeah, thank you, Tammy. Thank you so much. I do have one question, and let us know if you have more questions for Tammy, but the walking tour sounds like a great activity for any families or any groups for, you know, while they're socially distancing, and a lot of people who have children, I'm sure they are dying to do something outside with their kids. So to do that, you did mention it's about $20 for non-members. Is that something you can reserve on your website, and how advanced does it have to be?
We would like a week or 2 in advance for the private, just to make sure that we could have staffing. I'm not saying that we couldn't do it sooner than that, but the more advance notice you give, the better as far as the staffing is concerned. Amanda is extremely capable of creating special topics. So again, that would give that idea of giving a little bit more advance notice. She is wonderful with working with children and adults of all ages, and she has experience in doing that. And I will mention, since we are talking about the walking tours, if you've ever heard of Renegade Tours, it was a tour company in St. Louis. That is Amanda Clark that now works for us. And so we've integrated the tours that she developed with Renegade into what we're able to create here at Missouri History Museum.
Great. And how much walking do they usually do?
Well, it's walking for 2 hours, so it's it could equal a couple hours, but it's a start and stop, and she, you know, it's within the city streets, so that could help maybe with
Great. Yeah, thank you. Does anybody else have a question? If not, maybe we can wrap up. And thank you, Tammy, for sharing what we can do as we socially distance still. Thank you so much. But it seems like there's still a lot of things that you guys are offering. You guys pivoted so quickly to offer these things online and all these tours and virtual tours. So thank you so much for letting us know. And thank you for your presentation. And thank you, everyone, for joining us today.
Thank you for the opportunity. Great to see you.
Thank you. I'm gonna stop recording, and everybody have a great lunchtime.